Here we go.
Look at him behind us. Look at him.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back for another video, and today I'm going to be going over the top 5 mistakes that new duck hunters make. Before I get this video started, I want you guys to know that you can follow me on my social media. I usually put this at the end of the video, so I figured I would put it at the beginning today. So follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Post videos and pictures on all of those. So if you want a little more content coming your way from Outdoor Limits, go ahead and follow me on there. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, there's something a little different if you're a devoted follower. There's just a lot of openness, blankness. This is it's kind of a work in progress at this point. I've got that sign that was sent to me. If you guys are wanting to send me some stuff to kind of hang up on this wall, it's going to be kind of like a collage thing for the videos. So if you guys want to send me anything to put up on the wall, my P.O Box is in the description of this video. For those of you guys who don't know, I was actually gone for the summer. All the videos were pre-recorded and uploaded because I had a summer job in Nebraska, so I wasn't really able to film all that much. But I want to show you guys something cool that I did get, probably, I think it was like last week, something like that. I bought this off my buddy's dad, and it's an over-under, never been shot before. I need to clean it and oil it and get it ready to go. I'm looking forward to shooting clays with it, honestly. But it's a Huglu, H-U-G-L-U, 12-gauge 3-inch chamber. Bought it for like 130 bucks. I figured, you know, cheap gun like that, like what's there to lose? If it gets beat up, it gets beat up. Really not a huge loss. So I'm looking forward to getting to use that to duck hunt a little bit. I might take it out. We'll just experiment with it. Get in on the over-under. Because I have an old over-under. I just know it can't shoot steel. So I'm thinking this one will be able to. I'll have to look into that. But I figured you guys would be interested in seeing this. It's pretty cool. I like the finish on it. And it's got exchangeable choke tubes. Pretty basic. It'll be fun to shoot. Let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this video. I've got 5 things I want to talk about, and these are not in any way going to be bashing people. I don't want this to be like, don't do this, you're a bad hunter if you do this. I want this to be, if you catch yourself doing this or you've known you've done this in the past, I want to give you guys some helpful advice to where you can correct these issues and become a better duck hunter, and that's what it's all about. Number 5 is a real big one with new duck hunters, and it's not scouting and not doing the research that you need to do to have successful hunts. A lot of new hunters just get very frustrated when they're first starting because they can't kill ducks, they're not in the right spots, they don't necessarily know what they're doing. And so I would say the best thing you can do is get out and scout. If you don't have the opportunity to go out and scout, try and make the time, but if you absolutely can't, talk to people. Maybe go online. If your State Department of Wildlife has a scouting report from the week, take a look at that. Just kind of get a general idea of where the birds are concentrated, because there's going to be places where you can hunt that are less productive and more productive. So try to use your resources as best as you can to find those most productive areas to go to. So as for scouting, I've made plenty of videos talking about it in the past, but a couple bullet points on that. Just get out, drive around, find the birds. Evening and morning are the best times to do it when they're flying, like we all know they do. That's why we're out hunting them in the morning and evenings. So do your best to get out, find the pools where they're going to, find that spot in the lake, find that field, whatever. Find where the birds are going, and you're going to be more successful in the long run. Number 4 is a pretty big one, and I think everybody should be aware of this. And you know, you can never be too experienced of a duck hunter to not pay attention to this rule, and that is setting up too close to people on public land. I've been at fault of this before. I know when I first started duck hunting, like I said, this is for mistakes made by new duck hunters, and this one really stuck out in my mind. Like the first time I went duck hunting, I went with Adam, and we really didn't know what we were doing, and you know, we set up probably 50 yards away from some people, and I'm sure that kind of made them mad because we didn't know what we were doing. But a general rule of thumb is to leave at least 200 to 300 yards between people. I know in some places that's just pretty much impossible to do, so another thing that you could do is talk to the hunting party and see if they would mind having you join them, so then you guys aren't fighting birds, you guys are going to be working together in the public land. So keep in mind of where people are in the marsh. I know sometimes people don't even have their lights on at night, so you go out there, you set up, you think you're good to go, and then sunrise and you got people shooting 50 yards away from you. It happens, but we try our best to avoid it. So be mindful of where people are and where you're setting up, and you will be more successful, and you will not make anybody mad on public land. Number 3 is calling at every bird in sight. I know I've been guilty of this before, and I'm sure many of you guys have as well. We have days where we're just like, nothing's working. You're literally calling at every bird and nothing's working, and you're just getting frustrated, so you just keep calling at every bird because there's this little piece in your mind saying one of these birds is going to come in here, and it just never really works out that way. So to combat this with the calling at every bird, especially highballing at birds that are too far away to call, that's a mistake that a lot of new hunters make, is they see birds way out there, so they try and call them. It's not going to work. You want to focus your concentration on the birds that are just kind of in the general vicinity of where you're hunting. I'm not saying don't highball at those birds that are far away. I'm saying to concentrate your calling on the birds that are in the general vicinity to where you have a higher likelihood of them hearing your call and you're not just wasting your breath. I know everybody's different, everybody likes to call different, everybody likes to call at birds that are different distances away, so you just use your best judgment, know when the bird is too far away to call. Number 2 is a common mistake made by a lot of duck hunters, and it's not just new hunters. And a lot of times it can be mistaken for something that is just so publicly shamed on, and that's sky busting. So everybody knows what sky busting is, when you're shooting at birds that are obviously too far away to shoot, or you're just kind of like on that hairline edge where it's like maybe 65 yards. Like, yeah, I could probably make that shot. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But it wounds a lot of birds, and a lot of people just hate people that sky bust. But the reason why a lot of people sky bust is, one, they think the birds are closer than they are. So use your best judgment. Get to know when a proper distance to shoot a bird is. And don't pull up too soon when they're working your decoys, because that just kind of ruins your shots at getting a close shot. I'd rather shoot a duck close than far away, personally. I know some people like birds at like 30 yards or 40 yards. I like them in my face, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. So avoid pulling up too soon, and also avoid pulling up too late. Because a lot of times if you pull up too late, you're making those desperation shots to kill that bird when you could have shot 5 seconds earlier when it was closer in the decoys. So pretty much avoid pulling up too soon and pulling up too late. That will resolve a lot of these issues that people have with wounding birds and having to chase them around, and also not killing birds in the spread. So learn that happy medium, and that just takes practice, or maybe going out with somebody who can show you that this is kind of where you want to shoot the ducks. The number one mistake that new hunters make, in my own personal opinion, is that they just don't ask enough questions, or they don't ask the right people questions. And so if you are a new hunter and you're interested in getting into duck hunting, and you're interested in having successful hunts, you can learn by yourself. That's the hard way to do it. And I'm providing you guys tons of videos too, so like that's in there too. But nothing is more useful than information given to you face to face with somebody. So if you see somebody, you meet somebody somewhere, ask them about duck hunting. If you work with somebody who duck hunts, talk to them about it. Say, hey, I went out this weekend, these birds did this, I wasn't really sure about my decoy spread. What is some advice that you can give me? And if you're a new hunter, that is like little bits of gold, having somebody mentoring you and telling you how to correct these things in person. Because you can send me a message on Instagram, and I'm probably not even gonna like have a clue of what you're saying, but if you're able to draw it out for somebody in person, it's gonna make a world of difference. So whether it be somebody at work, somebody at school, or even somebody that you meet when you're out duck hunting. I know parking lots at public land areas, there's a lot of traffic going in and out, and a lot of people like to talk to people. If you're one of those people who wants to learn more and learn better ways to do things, or different ways to do things, don't be afraid to talk to people at the marsh. Talking to people at the marsh is pretty much gold, because chances are they've either been duck hunting the same amount of time as you, or they've duck hunted more than you. So that's 2 bits of information there that you can share. So it's also going to give you a chance to build connections and have somebody maybe take you out the next time so that you can learn more things. So don't be afraid to talk to people and ask questions. That is the best way for anybody to learn anything. So that's my top 5 mistakes that new hunters make. I probably could have made a top 10 list, but I figured I'd keep it a top 5. If you guys have anything that I missed or didn't talk about in this video, leave it in the comments, because that's a great place to put helpful advice for other duck hunters as well. Like I said in the beginning of the video, follow me on my social media. I've got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Be sure to follow me on there to stay up to date with what's going on. But that is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.